My question for the Rams, who won this last weekend, versus the Seahawks. We both picked the Seahawks in that game, but the Rams surprised them. With that being the case, should this Rams team lean into the success that they are showing that they can have, or should they run from it? And like we mentioned earlier in my segment, it was one of my truths. Should they actually look more to the tanking side of things as we possibly discussed with them before the season?
Yeah, it's a valid question because they surprised a lot of people, including us, with the win over the Seahawks in Seattle.
Correct.
In week one, a pretty dominant win, actually, to be honest, too. But I think to our discussion that we had preseason, I'd say that we'll know where this team stands by week 6. Like,
Yeah.
through week 5, they're going to play 3 potential Super Bowl contenders. And I know at least 2 of them are the 49ers and the Bengals. I'm forgetting who that third team is. But what you'll have a nice gauge on where this team kind of stands with some of the more elite teams in the league by that week 6. So I'd say play those games out. I think they're NFL competitors. They weren't going to be tanking necessarily anyway. They're going to be going out there trying to win games, but I think we see how those games play out, and from there we kind of have a more realistic outlook on what this team can do matching up against that type of talent. So it's a great start, and they should be proud of the way they played. But I think we'll have a better sense by week 6 where this team sits.
Yeah, our concerns with this squad were the age of Matt Stafford, and there were concerns about his elbows and things. Also, a slight nod. There was a whole podcast thing about him not connecting with the youngers on the squad. So there seemed to be a disconnect there potentially. Also, with Cooper Kupp out, we were concerned about the weapons he had around him that he even turned to. We saw that Puka Nacua and others who Jake Gold, who was on the show before the season, warned us about could be a vital figure in this offense, showed that he can definitely be serviceable and he's going to be a great piece for them while Kupp is out, and will be nice to be alongside him when he finally does return as well. So a lot of the concerns that we saw as major red flags actually seem to be not as serious or serious at all as we thought. So
defense was good with a lot of no name technical players.
Correct. I will say that there was. I don't want to fully say this because you have to play the game, and these guys are talented. Sure. But just one also said there was a little added motivation. DK Metcalf, and I think even somebody else also on the Seahawks came out and said, I don't know who's on this Rams defense. Like, they're nobody's
valid point. Yeah.
And while that is a valid thing, as the Rams players are actually in the building, they're like, yo, you gotta respect us, even if you don't fully know who we are.
Bulletin board material.
Our NFL players. And Baltimore material that they fully doubled down on and showed why they should be respected and earned that against the Seahawks squad. So we'll see how they play going forward. I can't say they're going to all of a sudden Super Bowl contenders yet again, but they do have enough talent that I'll be excited to watch in each week going forward. So to the question, I guess to that point, as I said, they should. I guess they should lean into the success. I just don't fully know what that means yet. Because again, I can't see the Super Bowl contenders just yet. I don't think there's any moves out there that will fully make them yet again. I think Matt still has work to do against the top teams that, as you said, we will see. But it's a good showing, and they should just let this keep going as it is for now. And if it proves to be something sustainable, great. And if not, we can fall back. As I discussed earlier, there are other options that surely can be on the way, even beyond quarterback. We don't have to adjust that if we don't want to. So, we shall see. Did you answer that directly about which way you think they should go?
I guess for the current moment, they should be competing. They should lean into the success for sure. It'll be a very big test immediately week 2 against that division rival, the 49ers, who looked phenomenal in week 1 and have had the Rams number, at least in the regular season, for the past several seasons. We shall see how leaning into that success goes week 2.